Have you ever been so jealous of someone that you did something absolutely crazy to get what they have? Well, Gloria did exactly that. They say love is blind, but in her case, love was blind, confused, and completely mad, literally. Peace and Gloria grew up in a home where peace and chaos somehow coexisted without burning the house down. Their parents, Mr. and Mrs. Bello, were the kind of people who commanded quiet respect, well-mannered, cultured, blessed with a comfortable duplex in one of those estates where even the grass seemed to grow with dignity. The neighbors were friendly but minded their business like professionals. Peace, the firstborn, fit perfectly into the calm rhythm of their home. She moved softly, spoke softly, existed softly, like the world was something fragile she didn't want to disturb. She loved cooking more than most people loved eating, and every weekend her kitchen turned into a heaven-scented paradise. She was gentle to the point of weakness, trusting everyone, always giving, always helping. If goodness had a face, it would look exactly like Peace's. Gloria, her younger sister, was the complete opposite. Where Peace whispered, Gloria shouted. Where Peace stayed indoors reading, Gloria was outside chatting with the sun, the moon, the security guards, or the delivery guys. Even the neighborhood dogs knew her by name. Gloria was pretty, vibrant, and dangerously social. She had more talking stages than Peace had cooking pots. If a man sneezed anywhere near their gate, Gloria already knew his name, star sign, and favorite color by sunset. Yet somehow, despite all her efforts, love kept slipping through her fingers like water. Their parents watched them both with a mixture of amusement and mild confusion. How did two children from the same womb turn out this different? Their mother would ask, shaking her head. Mr. Bello would just laugh. Life balances itself, he'd say. But life wasn't finished balancing yet. Not even close. One day, Gloria traveled to spend a few weeks with their aunt in another city. Days after she left, Peace went to the supermarket alone, humming quietly as she walked. After shopping, she stepped outside balancing a bag of rice like she'd done it 1,000 times before. She stood by the roadside looking for a tricycle when a sleek black SUV slowed down beside her. The tinted window rolled down smoothly, like something straight out of a romance movie she didn't know she was starring in. "Hi," the man said with a warm smile that could melt ice. "My name is Toby. I've seen you around the estate, and I've been hoping for a chance to talk to you." Peace blinked. She actually turned around to check if someone else was standing behind her. But no, this handsome man was talking to her. "Me," she whispered, forgetting how to breathe properly. Toby laughed softly. "Yes, you. I hope I'm not making you uncomfortable." Peace shook her head quickly. No, you're not." She looked so innocent in that moment, simple dress, shy smile, zero intention of catching anyone's attention, and that's exactly what caught Toby. He asked for her number politely. She gave it shyly. He drove off with one last smile that left her standing there like someone whose soul hadn't returned yet. They texted that night, and something just clicked. Within 3 weeks, Peace's life transformed so gently, so beautifully, that she sometimes woke up wondering if she was dreaming. Toby didn't just love her, he adored her. From the moment he entered her life, he treated her like someone whose heart deserved nothing but softness. He listened when she spoke, remembered the tiny things she mentioned in passing, and made her feel valued without even trying. Every week brought something new, flowers delivered to the gate, surprise visits, thoughtful messages that made her blush, gifts she never asked for. Toby showered her with the kind of affection that felt like coming home. And Peace gave back the only way she knew how, with food. Real food. Soul-healing, stomach-comforting, smile-inducing food. It became their love language. Every evening, she cooked something special, creamy pasta, rich soups, perfectly grilled fish, fresh juices. She didn't do it because she had to. She did it because watching his face light up after the first bite filled her with joy. Toby spoiled her with kindness. Peace spoiled him with meals. He'd tease her often. "If I marry you, I'll grow fat and ridiculously happy." She'd laugh shyly and say, "You deserve good food." Their bond deepened naturally, without games or drama. Where other couples rushed, they simply flowed. Life felt balanced, peaceful, perfect. For a moment, it seemed like nothing could shake it. But life was quietly preparing a twist, one Peace never saw coming. A month later, Gloria returned home feeling like $1 million. Fresh nails, fresh photos, fresh talking stages lined up. She walked into the room humming loudly, only to find Peace lying on the bed, smiling at her phone like someone who'd just won the lottery. Gloria slowed down. "Sister, who's making you smile like fried plantain?" she asked playfully. Peace quickly locked her phone, cheeks warming. "Nobody." Ah. That "nobody" carried thunder. Gloria's curiosity activated immediately. When Peace went to the kitchen to check on her pot of stew, Gloria casually picked up the phone from the bed. She wasn't snooping, according to her twisted logic, she was protecting her sister from heartbreak. 1 swipe. 2 swipes. Then she saw it. Toby, got home safe, still thinking about you. Toby, I'd like to take you out tomorrow. Peace, okay, baby. Toby, you're special. Gloria froze. Her eyebrows shot up. Her chest tightened. Peace? Peace getting texts like this from a man who looked like that? She scrolled faster and found his profile picture. Gloria's jaw hit the floor. This handsome man is texting my sister? My own sister? Something is seriously wrong with the universe. And just like that, jealousy walked into the house, made itself comfortable, and sat down between them. The next morning, Peace woke up humming again, something Gloria had literally never heard in her entire life. She sat up immediately, watching her sister with narrow, investigative eyes. Sister, where are you going today? Gloria asked casually. Peace's smile widened. A guy wants to take me out. Sister, please, Gloria said quickly, clasping her hands. I'm begging you with everything holy. Let me follow you. Peace blinked. Follow me? To my date? Why? Gloria went full drama mode. To protect you. To analyze him. To make sure he's not catfishing you. Sister, please. I have to be there. I won't be able to sleep otherwise. Peace hesitated but eventually agreed, genuinely believing Gloria's tiny lies. Gloria dressed like she was the one going on the date. Full makeup, red dress, edges laid like concrete, perfume that announced her presence 2 streets away. When they arrived at the restaurant, Gloria was still pretending to be a bodyguard, until Toby walked in. Handsome wasn't even the right word. The man looked like money, good home training, and a moisturized destiny all wrapped into one. Gloria's legs nearly gave out. She grabbed Peace's arm. Sister, are you sure this man is your boyfriend? Like, he approached you? With his full chest? On purpose? Peace frowned. Gloria, behave yourself. But Gloria couldn't. The spirit of confusion possessed her completely. At the table, she greeted Toby 5 times in under 2 minutes. Good afternoon, sir. Ah, you look really nice, sir. Wow. Your watch is gorgeous, sir. Peace wanted to disappear into the floor. Toby, clearly amused, just smiled politely. But Gloria's mind was racing. This kind of man should be mine. Me. Gloria. The one who's been preparing for love since primary school. How did quiet Peace land this kind of jackpot? By the end of the outing, Gloria's jealousy had grown legs and started walking. That was the day she quietly decided she had to take Toby, by any means necessary. Gloria didn't sleep that night, not because of excitement, but because her brain refused to shut down. While Peace lay peacefully on her bed, smiling into her pillow like someone whose relationship had heaven's approval, Gloria sat upright with her phone screen on full brightness, ready for war. If Peace can get Toby, she muttered, scrolling aggressively, then I, Gloria, must secure him. Balance must be restored. She opened Google. How to make a man love you instantly. Charm that works immediately. Online love doctor near me. The search results confused even her own spirit. She found everything, from herbal mixtures to WhatsApp herbalists to a woman promising marriage in 48 hours with free consultation. Gloria clicked links like someone shopping for Black Friday love deals. She read comments, reviews, testimonies. One review caught her eye. Dr. Rose saved my relationship in 1 hour. Gloria gasped. 1 hour? This is the one. She clicked faster. Dr. Rose had a website so dramatic it played soft romantic music the moment it loaded. Pictures of candles, roses, and floating hearts were everywhere, like a spiritual dating app. Gloria whispered to herself, yes. This is destiny calling. She filled out the contact form. Name, Gloria. Problem, urgent love issue. Target, a very fine man. Deadline, ASAP. She hit send. Less than 3 minutes later, a WhatsApp message popped up. This is Dr. Rose. Your case is serious. Come tomorrow morning. Gloria almost screamed with joy. At 3:42 a.m., she danced silently on her bed, careful not to wake Peace. Finally, a solution. Finally, hope. Finally, a plan to claim Toby for herself. By morning, Gloria was already dressed before the sun fully rose. She hadn't slept well, excitement, jealousy, and desperation were fighting for space in her chest. She applied makeup carefully, wore her best wig, sprayed her strongest perfume, and strutted out like someone heading to an international job interview. Peace was still asleep. Good. Gloria didn't want questions. She left the estate quickly, ordered a cab, and followed the confusing directions Dr. Rose had sent. Turn left at the uncompleted building. Past the woman selling red onions. When you see a tree that looks stressed, stop there. Gloria frowned the entire ride. What kind of landmark is a stress tree? But when she finally arrived, she understood. Dr. Rose's office sat behind a cracked fence painted with fading hearts and the words, "Love is real. Results guaranteed. No refund." The compound looked like where hope came to die. Faded red curtains hung in the windows. The smell of burning incense mixed with something Gloria couldn't identify drifted through the air. Small clay pots lined the walkway, each one containing something that looked suspiciously like herbs soaked in oil. Gloria's confidence wavered. Her hand hesitated at the gate. "Is this really okay?" she whispered to herself. But then she remembered Toby's smile. His car. His voice. The way he looked at Peace like she was the only woman in the world. She pushed the gate open. The door opened slowly before she could even knock properly, revealing Dr. Rose herself, a dramatic woman wrapped in a bright red wrapper, long lashes that could fan a small fire, and confidence loud enough to fill 3 rooms. She wore multiple red beads around her neck and wrists. Behind her, the room glowed dimly with red and white candles placed on every available surface. Gloria's stomach tightened, but she stepped inside anyway. "You are Gloria," she said, not asking, declaring. Gloria blinked. "Yes, Ma." Dr. Rose nodded knowingly. "Your problem is written on your forehead. You want a man who doesn't belong to you." Gloria gasped. "How did you?" Dr. Rose raised one hand. "The spirit of love tells me everything." She walked slowly around Gloria, studying her like a doctor examining a patient. The candles flickered. The incense smoke thickened. "This man," Dr. Rose said quietly, "he is very handsome. Very rich. And he loves someone else deeply." Gloria's eyes widened. "Yes, Ma. Exactly." Dr. Rose stopped walking and looked at her seriously. "What you are asking for is dangerous. Love charms can backfire. They can bind the wrong person. They can turn sweet love into something else." Gloria hesitated for just a moment. Her conscience whispered warnings. But jealousy shouted louder. "I don't care, Ma," Gloria said desperately. "I just need him to see me. To choose me instead." Dr. Rose watched her carefully, then sighed like she'd seen this story 1,000 times before. Gloria immediately dropped to her knees. "Ma, please help me. He's so fine, so perfect, so everything, and he's dating my sister. I need to take him back." Dr. Rose smiled slowly, the kind of smile that made Gloria's spine freeze. "This is a special case," the woman said, walking to a shelf filled with suspicious bottles and questionable herbs. "But don't worry. We'll rearrange destiny." She brought out a small pink bottle containing something that looked like ribena mixed with witchcraft. "Put 2 drops in his food," she instructed. "Once he eats it, by midnight his heart will belong to you." Gloria grabbed the bottle like it was the key to eternal happiness. "Thank you, Ma." "God bless you, Ma. You'll never lack." Dr. Rose's smile faded. She stretched out her hand. "That will be 100,000 naira." Gloria's heart stopped. 100,000? "Destiny rearrangement is not cheap," Dr. Rose said coldly. Gloria thought about Toby. His smile. His car. His everything. She pulled out her phone and made the transfer, watching her savings disappear in seconds. Dr. Rose's smile returned immediately. "Good. Just be careful. Love charms don't like confusion." Gloria didn't fully understand the warning. But she would. Very soon. She left Dr. Rose's shrine house clutching the pink bottle like it held national treasure. She walked with the confidence of someone who'd just secured her entire future. In her mind, she could already see herself sitting in Toby's car, wearing designer shades, waving at Peace like, "Sorry, sis. Destiny has been edited." When she reached home, Peace was already in the kitchen, cooking with her usual calm grace. The aroma of fried fish, tomatoes, and something heavenly floated through the air. Gloria sniffed dramatically. "Sister, are you cooking for Toby today?" Peace smiled shyly. "Yes. He had a stressful day, so I want him to eat well." Gloria almost choked. "Eat well? He'll eat charm today." She clutched the pink bottle hidden in her pocket, her heart pounding so loud she was sure Peace could hear it. Her palms were sweating. Her conscience screamed at her to stop, but jealousy had already made the decision for her. "Sister, let me help you," Gloria said, trying to sound casual. "I'll watch the pot while you get the containers." Peace looked surprised but pleased. "Thank you, Gloria. You're so helpful today." Guilt stabbed at Gloria's chest, but she pushed it down. Peace went outside to get the food flask. Gloria's hand moved to her pocket. She pulled out the bottle slowly, quietly. Her fingers trembled as she unscrewed the cap. "This is it. No going back." She glanced over her shoulder. Peace was still searching for the food flask, yet to come back. Gloria's heart hammered against her ribs. What if Peace walked in right now? What if? No. Focus. She held the bottle over the pot. Her hand shook violently. Just 2 drops, Dr. Rose had said. Just 2 drops. But Gloria's desperation had its own mathematics. If 2 drops make him love me, she whispered under her breath, then 4 drops will make him love me double. Maybe even 5, just to be sure. She poured. 2 drops. 3 drops. Then 4 and 5. The pink liquid disappeared into the rich tomato stew without a trace. Gloria quickly grabbed a spoon and stirred it in, her movements frantic, her breathing shallow. She screwed the cap back on, shoved the bottle deep into her pocket, and stepped back from the pot just as Peace returned with the flask. Perfect timing, Peace said sweetly, completely unaware. Gloria's heart was still racing. Her hands were still shaking. But she forced a smile. Yeah, perfect timing. Peace began dishing the food carefully, still humming that happy tune while Gloria watched her. Peace closed the pot gently, arranged the food beautifully in the flask, and smiled at Gloria. Thank you for keeping an eye on it. Gloria nodded stiffly. No problem, sister. As Peace left the kitchen to get ready, Gloria stood there alone, staring at the now empty pot, her heart pounding. This is it. My breakthrough. My own romantic jackpot is finally coming. But fate was already folding its arms, laughing quietly in the corner. Gloria didn't step outside that evening. Why should she? In her mind, Operation Husband Recovery was already a success. She lay on her bed kicking her legs like a teenager in love, hugging her pillow, imagining Toby holding her waist. By tomorrow, she whispered proudly, I'll just casually go greet him. The charm will do the rest. He'll look at me and forget Peace completely. She even practiced different smiles in the mirror. Sweet smile. Shy smile. Accidental hair flip smile. Gloria was floating somewhere in the clouds. Meanwhile, Peace walked down the quiet, well-kept estate road with the food carefully packed in a flask, her usual thoughtful gesture. She just stepped out of the estate gate and was waiting for a taxi when her phone rang. Toby's voice came through, apologetic and rushed. Baby, I'm so sorry. I have an emergency meeting. I need to travel tonight. Please don't bother bringing the food. I'll call you later. Peace nodded, even though he couldn't see her. Safe travels, my love. Then she calmly turned back toward home. But that's when trouble found her. A madman sitting under a nearby tree suddenly sat up sharply, nostrils flaring like a hunting dog catching a scent. He sniffed the air once, then twice, then slowly stood up. That aroma, he muttered. Love is calling me today. Peace picked up her pace. He followed her like a shadow with a mission. Auntie, bring that food. My spirit says it's mine. She ignored him completely. He walked faster. Auntie, please feed me. I'm hungry for love and rice. Peace almost broke into a run. People were staring. Finally, overwhelmed and embarrassed, she turned and shoved the flask at him. Take it. Please. The madman grabbed it, smiled like he'd just received a marriage proposal, and sat down immediately to eat. Peace walked home relieved, completely unaware of the disaster brewing behind her. And at home, Gloria slept peacefully, totally unaware that her charm had entered the wrong destiny, and that destiny was now madly in love with her. Gloria woke up the next morning absolutely glowing. She stretched on her bed like a satisfied cat, smiling at nothing in particular. In her mind, today was the day everything would finally align, the day destiny would stop playing hide and seek with her love life. She dressed like she was going for a proposal photo shoot. Light makeup, smooth edges, a dress she'd been saving for the right moment. Today, she believed that moment had arrived with Toby. She was humming in front of the mirror when the first sign of trouble came. A loud voice echoed from outside the gate. My wifey, come out and see your husband. Gloria paused mid-lipstick. She blinked. The voice came again, louder, deeply emotional, almost romantic. Gloria, you give me love yesterday. Come and collect my heart. Gloria froze. Her chest tightened. Sister, she screamed, running to Peace's room. Peace, somebody is calling my name outside. Who is that? Before Peace could even stand up, the voice boomed again, this time accompanied by loud banging on the gate. Gloria, open this gate. I am ready for marriage. I even bathed today. Peace and Gloria stared at each other. Then Gloria, trembling, whispered, Sister, his voice sounds like a madman. Peace's stomach dropped. They rushed to the window together. And there he was, the same madman from yesterday, standing proudly at the gate, holding the empty food flask like a trophy, smiling with deep romantic affection. The charm was working aggressively. When he spotted their faces in the window, his entire face lit up. Ah, my wife. You look beautiful this morning. Come, let us start our life together. Gloria's scream wasn't human. She ran in circles, hands on her head like someone being chased by demons. Sister, I am finished. A madman is in love with me. Peace just stood there, completely speechless. Gloria collapsed dramatically onto the bed. This is not the destiny I ordered. She'd barely finished shouting when the compound gate squeaked open. Someone had opened it. Not someone. The madman. He walked in with the confidence of a groom who'd already paid half the bride price, bare chest, one slipper hanging on by a toe, hair that had seen untold suffering, yet carrying himself like absolute royalty. "Where is my wife?" he boomed. Gloria screamed and jumped on top of the sofa. Peace screamed and ran behind the door. Mr. and Mrs. Bello rushed out of their room, terrified and confused. "What is happening here?" Mr. Bello shouted. The madman spotted Gloria immediately. His eyes softened. His voice melted into something suspiciously romantic. "There she is. My angel. My rice giver. My heart investor." Gloria nearly fainted. "Daddy, he wants to marry me." The madman stepped forward proudly and bowed respectfully to her parents. "Good morning, my in-laws. I am here for official business. Bring the bride price list." Mrs. Bello clutched her chest in shock. "Which list?" "The list for my wife," he said, pointing lovingly at Gloria. "I am ready. I will pay everything. Even if you add cow and generator, I'm not afraid. Love has entered me completely." Mr. Bello staggered backward. "Gloria, what did you do to this man?" Gloria cried without actual tears. "Daddy, I don't know him. I've never met him. I don't even like people with bushy beards. Please help me." The madman spread his arms wide toward her. "Come to me, my sweetness. I bathed today because of you." Gloria shrieked and ran. The madman chased her around the sitting room like it was the Olympic finals. Chairs fell over. Tables shook violently. Her father shouted scripture. Her mother screamed, "Blood of Jesus," over and over. Gloria kept running around and crying. "I am not your sweetness." But the madman insisted, completely serious. "You are my destiny. You fed me. You chose me. I am ready to settle down with you." Peace stood frozen in the corner, watching the absolute chaos unfold, wondering which spiritual switch had been flipped overnight. Outside through the open door, neighbors gathered in clusters, laughing uncontrollably. Gloria's disgrace had upgraded from 4K to full cinema format. The situation escalated from bad to legendary. After chasing Gloria around the sitting room like a patient who'd escaped from the psychiatric ward, the madman finally stopped and planted himself firmly in the center of the living room. Arms folded, chest raised, determination radiating from every pore. "I'm not going anywhere," he declared proudly. "Until you people bring the bride price list. I want to marry today." Mrs. Bello nearly choked on air. "Today? In this house?" "Yes, Mama-in-law," he said sweetly. "I am ready. My heart has matured. My wife has shown me love." He held up the empty flask like evidence in a courtroom. "This rice changed my destiny completely." Gloria screamed from behind the curtain. "That rice was not for you." The madman placed a solemn hand on his chest. "But you gave me with your beautiful hand. Is that not love?" Mr. Bello tried to reason with him. "Look, young man. I am not a young man," the madman corrected him seriously. "I am husband material. 1,000 yards. Peace covered her mouth to stop herself from laughing. Gloria peeked out from her hiding spot, face drenched in sweat. "Daddy, please tell him to go. Tell him I'm not ready for marriage." The madman's face brightened immediately. "No problem. If you're not ready, I can stay here and wait. I know love doesn't rush. I will sleep in the parlor." Everyone screamed in unison. "No." But he continued confidently, already walking toward the sofa like he owned it. "In fact, let me meet my in-laws properly. Mama, bring broom, bring chair. Let us discuss wedding arrangements." Gloria let out a long, desperate wail. "This is not my portion in life." The madman turned to her gently, his voice soft. "It is your portion, my wife. Don't fear. I will protect you. Even if thunder want to strike, I will hold it for you." Peace whispered to her mother, trying not to laugh. "Mommy, honestly, this is giving full comedy." Mrs. Bello hissed quietly. "This is giving pure madness." Still, the madman sat down comfortably, crossed his legs like the brand new son-in-law of the house, and made himself at home. "I will not leave until I see my bride properly," he said calmly. He settled even deeper into the sofa like he'd been paying rent for years, crossed his legs elegantly, wiped his mouth with the back of his hand, and smiled warmly at the terrified family. "Before you bring palm wine," he began casually, "let us talk about the rice. The one my wife cooked for me with love." Gloria screamed from behind the fridge. "I did not cook for you." He smiled tenderly at her hiding spot. "Stop being shy, my wife. The rice touched my soul. When I ate it, something inside me stood up. Everyone gasped loudly. My heart stood up, he continued proudly. My love rose like yeast bread. I felt a connection. Strong. Deep. Spiritual. Gloria slid dramatically to the floor. God, why me? The madman clapped his hands together excitedly. Ah. She's even kneeling down for me. Respect. That's why I must marry her. Peace bit her lip hard as their mother shouted desperately. Gloria, stand up right now. Do not kneel for him. But the madman wasn't finished yet. Papa-in-law, that rice tied me and your daughter together spiritually. When I finished eating, my brain said, this is your wife. Gloria screamed at the top of her lungs. Stop talking about the rice. He placed a solemn hand on his chest, completely serious. That rice was destiny. That rice was covenant. That rice is enough reason for marriage. Gloria exploded, jumping up like something had set her on fire. It was love potion, she shouted without thinking. Silence slammed into the room. Mr. and Mrs. Bellows stared at her in shock. Peace blinked slowly. The madman smiled even wider, looking proud. Gloria pointed at him dramatically, breathing hard. The rice had love potion inside. It was meant for Toby, not you. You ate my destiny by mistake. The room went completely silent, heavy, thick, suffocating silence that pressed down on everyone. Mr. Bellows slowly removed his glasses. Mrs. Bellows clutched her wrapper tightly, her mouth falling open in shock. Peace stood perfectly still. Time seemed to stop. She blinked once. Twice. Her brain was trying to process the words, but they didn't make sense. They couldn't make sense. Love potion? Toby? Her sister? Peace's lips parted slightly, but no sound came out. Her chest tightened painfully. The room started spinning. She replayed everything in her mind, Gloria offering to help in the kitchen that day. Gloria being unusually sweet. Gloria thanking her for the opportunity to keep an eye on the food. It wasn't help. It was sabotage. Peace's hand moved slowly to her chest, pressing against the sudden ache there. She felt like someone had reached inside and squeezed her heart. Her own sister. Her roommate. Her friend. The person she shared everything with. The person she trusted completely, had tried to steal her happiness. Gloria, Peace whispered, her voice so tiny it barely existed, so broken it hurt to hear. What did you just say? The room held its breath. Gloria's face crumpled. Tears started streaming down uncontrollably. I didn't mean for it to go this far, she sobbed, words tumbling out in desperation. I just wanted Toby to like me. I was jealous of how everything was working so perfectly for you while I've been trying for years and getting absolutely nothing. Peace took a small step back, as if the words had physically pushed her. Jealous? Her voice cracked. Of me? Images flashed through her mind. All the time she'd cooked for Toby with love. All the moments she'd smiled thinking about their future. All the nights she'd thanked God for sending her someone so kind. And Gloria had been plotting to take it all away. Peace's eyes filled with tears, but she refused to let them fall. Not yet. Not in front of everyone. Gloria nodded miserably, wiping her face with trembling hands. You're calm. You're gentle. You don't even try, Peace. But still, Toby chose you. He didn't even glance in my direction. He didn't notice me at all. No one ever notices me. I'm always the loud one, the funny one, the extra one nobody takes seriously. But somehow, you're the one people fall in love with without even trying. Peace's throat tightened. She wanted to speak, to scream, to ask why, but the words were stuck somewhere between her heart and her mouth. Mrs. Bellows gasped softly, her hand flying to cover her mouth in horror. Gloria kept talking, crying harder now. So when I saw how happy he made you, something inside me just snapped completely. I found a love doctor online. I got a love potion. I poured it into Toby's food when you weren't looking. Each word felt like a knife. Peace remembered that day clearly now. How Gloria had volunteered to help. How she'd been so insistent. How she'd watched Peace pack the food with that strange look in her eyes. It had all been planned. Peace's hands trembled at her sides. She wanted to cry, to collapse, to ask how her own sister could betray her like this. But her body wouldn't move. She just stood there, frozen in the pain. Gloria pointed at the madman with pure despair written across her face. But you didn't take the food to him that day. And this man ate it instead. Now he thinks I'm his wife. The madman nodded proudly, completely unbothered by the emotional destruction happening around him. And I am very serious about it. Mr. Bellows shot him a glare that could melt steel. Then he turned back to Gloria, his voice dangerously low and controlled. You used a charm, on your own sister's boyfriend? Gloria collapsed to her knees, sobbing so hard her entire body shook. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I wasn't thinking straight. I didn't want to hurt her. I just wanted to feel chosen for once in my life. Just once. Peace's vision blurred. A single tear escaped and rolled down her cheek. She thought about all the meals she'd cooked with joy. All the times she'd defended Gloria when their parents scolded her. All the secrets they'd shared late at night. All the sisterhood she thought they had. And this was what it meant to Gloria. Nothing. Peace's voice came out barely above a whisper, but it cut through the room like ice. I trusted you. Those 3 words held more pain than any scream could have carried. Gloria looked up at her sister, face soaked with tears, and saw something in Peace's eyes she'd never seen before. Heartbreak. Deep, unfiltered heartbreak. Peace, please. But Peace raised one hand, stopping her. She couldn't hear anymore. Not right now. The betrayal was too fresh, too raw. Mrs. Bellow's voice broke as she whispered hoarsely, tears gathering in her own eyes. What kind of child have we raised? Gloria bent over completely, crying into her hands like a child, and the madman, still holding the empty flask like a trophy, nodded thoughtfully and announced with genuine cheerfulness. So the potion tied us together spiritually. This marriage will be very powerful. No one laughed. Not even a little. The laughter was completely gone now. What remained was the unmistakable sting of betrayal, filling the entire room like thick, suffocating smoke that no one could escape. The silence after Gloria's confession was still hanging heavy in the air when the madman suddenly stood up, clapped loudly, and announced with a bright smile. Since everybody now know the truth, can we continue with bride price negotiation? Mrs. Bellow screamed at him. You must leave this house immediately. But the madman simply smiled warmly, as if she'd just complimented his outfit. I cannot leave, Mama-in-law. Love brought me here. Love potion joined us together. Me and Gloria are now one. Even Bible says so. Which Bible? Mr. Bellow barked angrily. The madman blinked innocently and sat back down like nothing happened. Mrs. Bellow marched straight toward him, pointing sharply at the door. Get out. He shook his head gently, completely unbothered. No. If I leave now, you people might hide my wife somewhere. I will stay close to her. He glanced around the room expectantly. In fact, where is she? My beautiful Gloria. Come, let us sit together and plan our home. Gloria ran and hid behind Peace. Peace stepped aside immediately. No. Face what you started yourself. Mr. Bellow inhaled deeply, fighting back waves of anger. Then he spoke slowly, every single word heavy with authority. Gloria. This man will not leave unless you tell him to personally. You will walk him out of this house. You will explain to him clearly that there is no marriage happening and never will be. Gloria's eyes went wide with terror. No, Daddy, please. He'll follow me home. He'll hold my hand. He'll try to hug me. The madman's face brightened instantly. I can hug you right now if you want. Gloria shrieked and dove behind the curtains. Her father shouted firmly. Gloria, go and fix the mess you created with your own hands. Mrs. Bellow added coldly, her voice sharp as ice. You wanted love potion so badly. Good. Now enjoy your husband. Peace folded her arms, hurt still sitting clearly in her eyes. All of us have suffered because of you today. You'll handle him yourself. Gloria shook violently, looking around desperately for rescue. But the madman stood up, dusted his torn trousers, and stretched out his hand lovingly toward her. My wife, let us go. I will not disgrace you in front of your people, but you must escort me properly. Let us start our journey together in peace. Gloria looked at her family one last time, begging silently for help. No one moved. Even Peace looked away, the pain of betrayal still fresh in her eyes. Go, Mr. Bellow commanded firmly. Gloria walked the madman to the gate like someone escorting her own doom to the door. He held her hand tenderly the entire way, humming what sounded like a love song that had absolutely no melody or sense. When they finally reached the gate, he paused, looked deeply into her terrified eyes, and asked gently. My wife, before I go, tell me one thing. When will you cook that love rice again for me? Never. Gloria screamed desperately. The man nodded thoughtfully, like he was considering her words carefully. So you're keeping it for special occasions only. I understand completely. I will come back for my portion when the time is right. No, don't come back, she yelled, almost crying again. At that exact moment, a group of estate security men approached quickly. They'd finally been alerted that some madman had broken into the compound and was harassing one of the residents. They gently but firmly guided him toward the exit. He didn't fight them at all. He simply waved lovingly at Gloria and shouted loud enough for the whole street to hear. I love you, my wife. If you need me, just cook rice and I will find you. The entire street burst into uncontrollable laughter. Gloria ran back inside and fell to her knees, hands trembling, voice shaking. Sister, Daddy, Mommy, I'm so sorry. I disgraced myself. I disgraced all of you. I just wanted to be loved too. Peace looked at her for a long, painful moment, emotion swirling visibly across her face. Finally, she sighed softly. I forgive you, Gloria. But trust will take a very long time to rebuild. Gloria nodded silently, tears streaming down her face. Toby called later that evening, checking on Peace sweetly. She didn't tell him the full story. Some family embarrassments must never leave the compound walls. As for Gloria, she stayed indoors for 2 solid weeks afterward. She blocked every single love doctor on her phone, deleted suspicious contacts, and every single time she saw rice cooking in the kitchen, she hissed dramatically and cooked noodles instead. The madman never returned to their gate again. But rumors spread that anytime someone cooked rice anywhere near that area, he would lift his head wherever he was, sniff the air deeply, and whisper with longing. Gloria, I can feel you. In life, everyone's journey moves at a different pace. Some people find love early, some find it late, and some find it without even searching. But comparing yourself to others only steals your peace and blinds you to your own blessings. Peace didn't chase anything. She lived honestly, stayed true to herself, and love found her naturally. Gloria's desperation didn't come from wickedness, it came from deep insecurity. But jealousy blinds the heart and leads straight to embarrassment. Real love can never be forced or stolen. Anything built on lies and deceit will eventually crumble. Your worth isn't defined by who chooses you, but by who you become while you're waiting for the right person. When you finally stop competing with others, your true blessing appears, peacefully, beautifully, and without needing any charms.